to improve it.
Flag is up. And they're off. They race away for the JCB Triumph Hurdle. Salver over on the far side. Fratas in a red cap is handy with Ithaca's Arrow and Kargese. Majborough just in behind them in the green and yellow hoop jacket from Bunting in blue with white seams. Then Storm Heart on the outside of Mighty Bandit and Salvator Mundi. At the rear of the field with Mighty Bandit, a high wind. Also out the back is Nürburgring and Ethical Diamond. Racing on towards the second flight, a long run to it. Salver and Fratas disputing the pace, followed by Ithaca's Arrow with the white blaze. Kargese is fourth, then Majborough, followed by Bunting. Salvator Mundi towards the inside in a black cap. Out wide, the maroon and white of Storm Heart, then Mighty Bandit, High Wind, Ethical Diamond, and Nürburgring is the back marker. Coming to the next, Fratas taking a definite advantage going into this one, and lands with a length and a half lead over Salver in second. A half length back then to Ithaca's Arrow. Majborough at the moment in fifth place in the JP McManus colours, just behind Kargese. They're followed by Bunting and Storm Heart and Mighty Bandit. Salvator Mundi towards the inside of Ethical Diamond, and then High Wind and Nürburgring is the back marker. Heading left-handed now into the back straight, and the pace looks to have slackened off a bit, and it's Fratas that leads the way. Fratas from Ithaca's Arrow and also Salver in the pink cap on the near side. Kargese follows these from Majborough, then Storm Heart, blue jacket of Bunting, and then Mighty Bandit as they jump this one. And Ethical Diamond towards the back with also High Wind and Nürburgring. Pretty well grouped up front, the leading half dozen separated by only about 3 lengths, and Fratas leading the way over the next from Ithaca's Arrow. Majborough on the outside. Wider still is Storm Heart making good progress now to go up and join the leaders under Paul Townend. Kargese in behind them. Salver looking for a stride on the inside, found one. Then Mighty Bandit from Bunting, and behind the Salvator Mundi, and then towards the rear Nürburgring, and dropping to the back is Mighty Bandit as they now run right left-handed and on towards the flight going up the hill, and they're coming towards 3 out, a long way from the finish though. And Salver now coming through to take over from Fratas, who drops back to third. Ithaca's Arrow, the big outsider, going with Salver. Then Majborough in fourth as they jump this flight of hurdles. Big jump from Majborough. Then Kargese in fifth place. Storm Heart is just behind these, going nicely, followed by Bunting. And then at the back of the field still we have Mighty Bandit, and also towards the back is Bunting and Ethical Diamond and Salvator Mundi, who's well off the pace, and High Wind out the back as well with Nürburgring. They're at the top of the hill in the JCB Triumph Hurdle, and breaking clear Salver and Ithaca's Arrow. They're 4 or 5 lengths clear of the improving Majborough. Then behind these is Storm Heart, and then on the inside Kargese as now they run on down the hill towards the second last, followed by Bunting. Further back then is Mighty Bandit and Ethical Diamond. High Winds on the outside of Nürburgring, Salvator Mundi, and at the back fading right away the early leader Fratas. Over 2 out, and Ithaca's Arrow and Salver disputing it, but about to be joined by Majborough and by Kargese and by Storm Heart on the outside. They're all coming forward menacingly, threateningly now as they swing for home, and the long, lung-bursting run to the final flight. Kargese comes through to take it up from Majborough. Salver on the far side. Storm Heart is back in fourth place in the maroon jacket. It's Kargese from Majborough, first and third at the Dublin Racing Festival. Then Salver and Storm Heart as they still approach the final flight. Kargese and Danny Mullins. Majborough on the far side, Mark Walsh. They're kicking away now from Salver. Here it is, the moment of truth, the final flight, up and over. Majborough far side came up well, but went left. On the near side is the filly Kargese. They're clear of Salver. It's Majborough from Kargese. Kargese is fighting back, still got a length and a half to find, and this huge prospect. Majborough wins the JCB Triumph Hurdle. What a promising horse. In second Kargese, in third Salver, and they were clear of Nürburgring running on just ahead of Storm Heart.
101 festival winners for Willie Mullins, a 1-2 here. Success for JP McManus and Mark Walsh. Majborough, the handsome big brute that is Majborough, has shown enough pace and class here to win a JCB Triumph Hurdle. He's beaten the Dublin Racing Festival winner Kargese, who's travelled best, and at one stage you thought, hang on, that was hiding in plain sight, but Majborough had too much in the finish. And the equally handsome and powerful Salver for Gary Moore has punctuated the Irish dominance by finishing third. Nürburgring never nearer than at the finish in fourth place for Joseph O'Brien. But Willie Mullins has another one, a fifth Triumph Hurdle, a fourth in the last 5 years. Another winner for the steadily accumulating Mark Walsh, the Cheltenham Festival winner. And this horse looks a right prospect. Maybe not as a champion hurdle type, maybe as a Gold Cup type one day.
Yeah, he's the real deal. I question whether he was furnished enough for a Triumph Hurdle, but he's got that class, and unlike at Leopardstown, he's settled today. You saw there from that jump the scope that this horse has. He's by a son of deep impact in Martinborough.
Wow.
So when he went a length down to the mare Kargese, you always felt that the stamina, Martin, was going to kick in up that hill.
And I think that's what's made the difference, Jane. I think we're looking at a horse with stamina and scope beating into second, a rival that has more speed and precocity. And Kargese has gone through the race really strongly, but maybe a little bit too strongly through the first half of the race. He was just always pulling that little bit too hard and didn't finish off as a result of that. But he's got a great attitude, hasn't he, the winner, Majborough? The time, unofficial time, was 4:19. We'll get exact confirmation of what it was, but in and around there, you're looking at a very slow, proper, soft, heavy ground.
That's genuine heavy ground, isn't it? 4:19, even for juveniles.
We'll get an official time.
But Mark Walsh had a perfect trip. He was watching the two UK runners go forward. They got racing plenty far out, I thought, at the top of the hill. He wasn't in any panic. Danny Mullins and Paul Townend happy to follow Mark. But here, Danny looked like he was all over a winner, cantering across the road. But this guy really digs in. I thought Salvatore Mundi was going to come from off the pace. No go. The front two have come from maybe the first four in the lineup.
Now, there's a difference of opinion here. Danny Mullins, Paul Townend coming stand side, Mark Walsh and Gavin Sheehan staying far side until they get to the final flight of hurdles, and then they get closer together. I do wonder whether there isn't a great advantage to be had from coming to the stands rail, as there sometimes is.
Well, Majborough is jumping to his left under pressure, so I think it's out of situation that Mark found himself out there anyway. He wanted to come across to get company from the mare, but ultimately when he hits the line, he's pulling away. They're very well strung out. Some of these juveniles never look likely to get involved, and